I'm Neville. I play the role of the operator. I also wrote and directed Not the Way It Feels. Today we're going to talk about the short film Not the Way It Feels. I'm joined by Phoebe, who played the caller, Richard to my left, Kevin to my right, and Tasha to my far left. So we're just going to basically have some fun, share some stories, and basically talk about the production.
Isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that and give me the number if you can't find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. Oh, I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. But that's not the way it feels. No, no, no. That's not the way it feels.
Kevin, if you could start us off with talking about how each of us met and how we all came to be together for this project.
Okay, well, we've all worked with each other before in various different projects. So we all knew each other from that. Lee phoned me up with this, or emailed me with an idea he had for the film. So start from there, really. So then me, Richard and Lee met up. I think Lee'd already spoke to Phoebe and cast her in the role. And then we're having coffee in town one afternoon, and Tash turned up. And we were just talking about how Lee was going to get Tash involved.
And Phoebe, can you tell us what your first reaction to the song that inspired the script was?
I really liked it. I thought it was really emotional. I thought it was really, reading the script as well, I thought it was really cool how they were like exactly the same, like the song was like really about that. And yeah, I really liked the song. I just kept like having it on repeat. I was listening to it like over and over again. I thought it was a really good song.
I think setting a bedroom probably was a better idea for filming because it was easier to find a location than a telephone box, and it seemed that probably that's where she would phone from. But of course, then the script, the dirt in the eyes bit was a bit of a sticking point because, of course, in the telephone box, she was doing her drop the bit of paper on the floor, pick it up, wipe her eyes, and getting any dirt in her eyes from there. So that was something we had to overcome.
And Richard, what kind of impact do you think the story may have with the audience?
With the script, you don't actually get to hear what they're saying. At any point, you only get the song. So the song is kind of similar to a music video in a way, in that the video portrays what happens in the song, or it's closely linked to that. So I guess the impact is to get the viewer to actually really listen to the song, think about what it's been written about, and to kind of empathise, I guess, with anybody who's had, been unlucky in love at some point, can empathise with the difficulty of dealing with kind of having lost somebody, whatever that reason may be.
And maybe if we could all give our opinions of the final moment in the film, starting with Tash.
I think it's really powerful because although, like, obviously the song's not that long, you've still got that build up to it, and then at the beginning, like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, she decides to make this call, and then she could end up making the call. She could end up like not making the call, and we're not necessarily expecting her to like break down. So it's really powerful and like really emotional. But like Richard was saying, like there might be people who can empathise a bit.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I mean, for me, it's quite hard to do, to get that emotion. But I think it looks really good, the contrast from when the music stops, and then obviously it's been silent, you've heard no speech, and then obviously you just hear me like crying. I think that's quite emotional and really like works really well.
So what do we think happened to the girl after this moment? What do you think happened next? Any thoughts, anybody?
Well, it's, is she over him? well, obviously she's not over him, but you know, what is the next step for her? That's the thing, isn't it? What's happening next is probably more important than what's happened before. It's just the story that's going to follow on, the sequel to that, really.
I don't think she will ever sort of get over it, to be honest. I think she'll just try and carry on with her life, sort of hopefully overcome it in a few months, like put her life together, but I don't think she'll ever go back to trying to get the number. I think she'll just like delete them from her life, to be honest.
It's a kind of turning point, really. I think that from there on, you know, although she doesn't phone them up, it is a way of kind of making the decision, I'm not going to do it. So like Phoebe says, I think she should get on, or she will get on with her life. And although it's always going to be a painful memory, it's almost like a closure.
That's the decision that, like, because she's been thinking about it obviously a lot before she decides to make the call for the number. So whether she did make the call or didn't make the call, that's the decision that she's made, and she can like stick by it in the future. So like hopefully move on from it.
That's not the way it feels.